Hi guys, so welcome to my YouTube channel, and we are going to talk about a new topic which is GDP. You always would have heard about this term that what is GDP, and a country is doing well in GDP, a country is not doing well in GDP, a country is uh, going up, another country is going down. We compare a lot of countries in terms of GDP. So now we are going to talk about what exactly is GDP, and today we are going to decode that term, what is GDP. So GDP means gross domestic product, and gross domestic product means the total value of goods and services produced in one particular financial year in a particular country. So that is called GDP. Now GDP is calculated per year for the country, and it is calculated on the basis of goods and services, not alone the goods. So what is goods and what is services? So we have talked about what is gross domestic product, and now we are going to talk about what exactly is what exactly is goods and what exactly is services. So first, we have talked about GDP. Now we are going to talk about goods and services. Goods means the physical entity or the physical commodity that you use to satisfy your needs. For example, you use rice, you use wheat, you use petrol, you use clothes, you use like bulb, and you use a car. So that is known as goods. Okay. And what does the service mean? So we are recording on a mobile, and it has a software. So a software is a service, and we are using a lot of apps. That is a service. We use Facebook, that's a service. We are using YouTube, that's a service. So the total number of services produced is cost. It's known as goods, is known as the service. The intangible form consumed for satisfying the need to fulfill the human demand is known as service, and the physical commodity used to fulfill the demands is known as goods. So that is very very simple. It is derived from the name itself. So we have to move forward with the term GDP. So GDP is calculated at factor cost also, and the other terms also, which we are going to talk about in the next video. But here I have talked about the basic thing about the GDP. So GDP is something, is the value that you have, uh, that you take. GDP is the value that you give to a particular thing. So for example, if this is a pen, I say that this costs rupees 20. So what makes this 20 rupees? Now this is a very very big question in terms of economics. What value do you give to a particular product is very much. Now you would say that okay, it is derived by 15 because a very simple explanation would be that if you are taking this pen, this is 20 rupees. Now with this 20 rupees, 15 rupees would be the cost and 5 rupees would be the profit of the seller. Now it is not as simple as that. There are a lot of variations in that. Obviously it could be that it costs 15 rupees and there could be 5 rupees of profit. But what if that pen stops selling? For example, if there is a seller, okay, for example, I am a seller, I am the seller, I purchased a lot of pens on wholesale from somewhere, and I am trying to sell that product to the customer for 20 rupees, and I bought it for 15. Now I am selling it for 20 and I am keeping the 5 rupees profit. Now in a situation where this pen stops selling, then what would happen if no one asking for this pen for any sort of reason? For example, a lot of people are going online, so they don't need pens. A lot of people have changed their occupations, maybe they don't need this pen. Maybe a lot of people have changed the sort of pen. Maybe this is a ball pen, people are now writing with gel pen or fountain, or any new sort of technology had come in pens. So now they have stopped using this pen, and now I am even ready to sell this pen for rupees 10, because no one is taking this product. So now you would say that okay, you have bought this pen for 15 rupees and now you are selling it for rupees 10. So how is this justifiable? Now because you don't assume that a person who is selling something can also sell this for loss. And this is something which happens a lot of times in terms of technology. For example, if you have bought a camera in the year of 2000, and now it does not, no one is ready to take it even for free. Now that would have cost a lot of rupees. For example, if I purchased a camera at rupees 10,000 at 2000, into era of 2000, now you would say that obviously now you would sell it for more than 2000. That is like say 4000, because now it's been 25 years. Obviously the value of the money also would have increased if you um, cost it with the time value, then the value should have increased. But no, this is not correct. It's not now for 20,000. If you purchased for 10,000, sorry, when you purchase it for 10,000, now its value would not be 20,000, not even 10,000. So you would say that okay, you bought it for 10 and you can sell it for 10. No, okay, you can say that you bought it for 10, you used it, so there is some depreciation on it, and now you can sell it for that. The thing is that it is exactly not this way. It depends on a lot of things, because if the customer does not want it, then even if the customer would not take it even for free, yeah, the person can sell the camera to a recycling factory and earn some money. Yes, that is true, that the person can definitely do that. But in the situation where people are in a situation where people are not able to even to sell it, then not able to recycle it, then what would happen? Then that's a scrap, that's utter waste. So that happens a lot of time. So that also we have to consider in GDP, what value you give to that particular product, because uh, that is a thing that is not being observed in the bookish language, because the book does not understand the technology, the book does not understand the human want and the other things. It does not involve the cost that the person would have incurred on that, or the amount of effort the person would have given in producing that thing. So in the accounts or in the statements, the things are not explained. So you have to consider that as well. So yes, consider that as well. Now uh, so that we have talked about GDP. We have talked about its nuances, that what GDP exactly is, and how a common person interprets it, but how it could be different as well. So next thing we are going to talk about is that what value a person should give to a product. It depends on a lot of things again. What value should you give to this pen? Now, independent of what a person says, what value will you give to this pen? For example, if I am selling this pen at 20 rupees and I say to you that okay, I'm not telling you the price of this product, you tell me how much you are going to pay for that, then the answers would be really really different. Without knowing the substitute of the product, you don't know how many other pens are there for this market. You don't know how many other pens are there. For example, if this is the only pen, you don't know the other pens, other companies, any other substitute, then what would be the price that you would be giving to the person? So this is called as justifying the need of the product. Now a salesperson would come to you, for example, so this is the thing that you are seeing for the first time. So we are taking a new scenario that you are seeing this sort of thing for the new time. You haven't heard about something called pen and you are hearing this term for the first time now. So this is a new scenario we have taken. Now we have to see that if this pen if we don't have this pen earlier, now what sort of cost we are going to give on this? So this is the amount of money that you are going to say. Can be anything. Anyone would say that okay, I'm going to sell it for 1 lakh or 1 crore or 100 crore. It could be anything, because you do not have a particular because first of all, see, this thing is new, you don't have this thing, you haven't seen this thing anywhere else. So this thing can discriminate against a lot of situations and a lot of things, because now you can write on a paper, now you can write something which is visible all the time, and you can do wonders with that. So its value can be anything. So a value of a product is also decided by the substitute of the product, and that also we have to consider it when we are considering any cost of the product. And we have talked about technology, we have talked about the substitute, and so these are the things that you have to consider about GDP. So definitely I'm going to come back again with a new topic, and I hope we'll meet soon.